Degens, Diamond Hands, and everybody in between. And welcome back to the Door Show! Presented to you by Diamond Hand Radio and brought to you, as always, in partnership with the Respected Rhinos Club. Follow them at Respected Rhinos on Twitter. And if you ain't minting rhinos and joining the crash, what the fuck are you doing? I am your humbled, honored, and clearly always hyped host, Colton Captain Colt Soroka, and I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by, hang out with your boy, today's special guest of the day, joining us in about 30 minutes from now, and do our own research together. Now you can see, my voice is coming back. We're starting to get things back into good flow. Only took a whole doggone week, but that's all right. No problem, no harm, no foul. Needed a little extra recuperating post NFT Vegas. Now, we got loads to talk about today, but before we can, need you to do a couple things for me. If you haven't already, item number 1 on deck, please take a quick second to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you're currently ingesting the Door Show on. If you're all watching on YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell down there as well so you never miss the start of a live show or any additional content dropping here on the channel. Or if you are watching on Twitter, make sure you hit that follow button and that notification bell there as well, and then slide on over to YouTube for a couple key reasons, which I'll tell you shortly. Or if you're listening to the podcast on your favorite podcast directory like Spotify or Apple Music, please hit that subscribe button or that follow button right here and right now, as the audio of every single episode releases after each live show is complete. Next item up on deck, you could be so kind, you can find it in that big old heart of yours to do so while you're watching today's show. Go ahead. Hit that other like button. Leave me a comment. Leave me a rating. Jump on over yonder in the live chat if you are watching live here on YouTube. And YouTube alone. Take that pin out from the previous comment I made. Here's the 3 key reasons why you want to be in the live YouTube chat. Number 1 is how we say GM and start the show. Sorry. It is how we start the show. Say GM, hey, hi, hello to all the members of the Diamond Hand fam. See, I'm telling you, it's really breaking up now. We're getting through it. I apologize if you're only listening to the show. That was probably disgusting. Number 2, it is how we stay in communication throughout the duration of the entire episode. And number 3, it is how you, the viewer, can enter into the Daily Door Show giveaways by simply entering in the secret phrase of the day that I will release very soon in the live YouTube chat, and only the live YouTube chat. Last item up on deck, you can find it in that big old heart of yours. If you got an extra compartment there to do this final item, maybe hit that share button. Send on over to your brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, friends, enemies, neighbors, people who live on the opposite side of the damn globe as you, what you would refer to as a good old-fashioned diamond hander. Somebody who could use a little bit of knowledge and insights about the Web3 and NFT space from time to time. Can't thank you enough when you do all those things. Only helps to make Diamond Hand Radio and the Door Show and everything we got coming right around the corner bigger and better for each and every one of you. Woo! Wow, is it good to start to kind of be getting back in the action? Let me get a sip of water here. That raspy voice shit was no good. I like my voice a lot better like this. The radio voice you have all come to know and love. I do not like that raspy ass, whatever the hell was going on. We're about 98, 97, I'd say, % of the way there, maybe 95. I'm not all the way back, but golly, does it feel good to actually feel like I have vocal cords again. Like it was just like dry. It just felt like death in my throat. It just felt like death in my throat. I don't know what else I can call it. What's it? All right, I'm still gonna have to be doing that apparently. Either way, we'll get through it eventually. I'm honestly like I don't even feel it. It's just my voice, and I gotta talk for a living, so it's kind of hard not to give it a rest. Rather, I don't know. Get me out of the sentence. That doesn't even matter. Neither here nor there. Let's jump in the live chat and say, hey, hi, how you doing? To all of the Diamond Hand fam. What's going on, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Tervek, first one live in the chat. GM. I replied right away because I was in here jacking around while we were on the second breakfast. You were super live today. Early, live in prime time. NFT Mama, GM. Yeah, even though you are on TV, you can't, touch your screen. You gotta figure out a way to do it. So volume down on the phone, volume up on the TV. Here we go. Rock and roll. Chris, man. Oh, wait a minute. Brand new member of the Brew Crew. Let's go, Chris. I saw you get into the brews last night. Let's go, my man. Duncan made you a 4K live in prime time. You're going to love this episode, man. We're going to cover a bunch of stuff, not only about the brews, but all the back-end stuff Duncan does, his start kind of in the space and where he plans to go, man. There's a lot of cool stuff you're going to learn. So shout out Chris, GM, my brother. It's El Rico, what's up, baby? Happy Friday, my man. Good to see you, GM. Jack Warren, GM, my brother. Good to see you. Tommy B, GM. I'm awake, ready to rock and roll. Hey, cheers to you and that wonderful Coffee Labs Roasters. We'll talk about that here soon. I know you're sipping on a little bit of that, my man. Shout out Supernova Tech, my man Tommy B. Shout out Baby Lungs Breed too, wherever you are out there. GG, good morning. Travis Pastore. Hey, let's fucking go, baby. Love you, bro. Can't wait to chop it up with you on the old midday munchies. Hey, if you guys don't know, obviously you do know Chad and Brad Family NFT. If you tune into this damn show, Standing Tuesday guest, right? I'm just holding my coffee. If you haven't minted a Chad and Brad or swept one off the floor, I suggest minting. Help them mint. If you haven't done that already, I don't know what you're doing. However, if you don't come to Midday Munchies, I really don't know what you're doing. That is just pure comedic relief, mental vacation, if you will, right smack dab in the middle of the day. So if you need a little bit of reset and a total shit show, slide on over to the Midday Munchies. There's no... Oh, wait. How silly of me. Welcome to Midday Munchies, everybody, where the topics don't make sense. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on anyhow. Slide on over. We'll welcome you in as family. All right, kids. I know you come here because you want to win some shit, too. Oh, shit. Dr. J, Boo Crew. Yes, sir. You better believe it. Ferk, what's up, baby? Good to see you. Who else is in here? Munch, GM. Let's fucking go. All right. I know you guys want to win some shit, too. Danny Jax. No way. Let's go, baby. GM. Good to see you, my boy. Shout out. Hey, DJ Hours, no bounds. No siree, Bob. Everybody tell me, oh, got a reputation to protect. Well, fuck it. That threw out the window a long time ago. Anybody that tuned in and listened to me on Midday Munchies in any capacity, I can't be any other way. I'm sorry. That's where I am everywhere. Shout out Travis for allowing me to be the real version of me and just stay full on DGen. Because if you read the first thing in my doggone Twitter bio, full-time DGen. Point blank period. Never claimed to be anything but it. Outside of that, quit distracting me. I have shit to do. Secret phrase of the day, everybody. I'm just kidding. Secret phrase of the day. Whoa, that's going to be funny when we show that later. And I'll probably forget about it over the course of the show, and then we'll show it later, and then I'll laugh again. Okay, so secret phrase of the day, September 2nd, 2022 is hashtag bored of donuts and brews. Hashtag bored of donuts and brews. We're giving away an ETH.r Brew NFT today, kids. So you got to work for it a little bit. You got to get them keyboard warrior hands moving and grooving. Get them Twitter fingers typing. Get them thumbs a banging. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag bored of donuts and brews. Bored of donuts and brews. Obviously an homage to our Bored Ape Yacht Club founder, Mr. Duncan Donuts Rogoff, also the founder of the ETH.r Brews. Look at that. Bored of donuts and brews. Enter that. Secret phrase right here. Wow, it matches me. Everything. I mean, sheesh. Like, look at this set right now. Like, sheesh. Sorry, I don't know. I just had a moment. Like, everything's made like, damn. Sorry, hold on. I don't know. Oh, why you guys tune into this show? Bored of donuts and brews in the live YouTube chat, and only the live YouTube chat. Not on Twitter, nowhere else. Don't throw it out in the metaverse. Put it in the live YouTube chat. You're going to be entered in to win one ETH.r Brew NFT at the end of this here show. My friends, let's get in to the first segment of the day. Talk a little Web3 tea on Word on the Chain. My friends, as always, cheers you earlier, but I'll cheers you again. Peace, love, and positivity, baby. Shout out my man Hellfire. If you guys, it's just HALEFIRE on Twitter at Hellfire. He makes these mugs, man, and they are so badass. Like he will put any NFT you want on this thing. They are so damn badass. But cheers to you sipping the black elixir, the guys. Let me take my sip. I'll be right back. Tell you about this old logo change. I mean, I know I usually am I'm a hype. Like I don't woo, but this is the best coffee on the planet. Like no bullshit. I don't drink any other coffee anymore. I just rotate the Coffee Labs roasters I got. I got 4 bags. I got Papua New Guinea Secret Estate, which is what I'm rocking right now. I got the Dog Haas blend, which the old Dog Haas blend is pretty fucking good. That's kind of a daily driver. Actually, the daily driver is a Colombian Ocaña. I really like the Colombian Ocaña. Holy shit. And then what's the other one I have? Witch's Brew. Witch's Brew Witch's Brew is pretty popular in the Gramps. A lot of guys drink the Witch's Brew, and that one's a nice mellow. It's got little sweet notes, but I'm drinking Papua New Guinea Secret Estate. This one's a little more potent. I like a smack you in the chest kind of type of brew, and if you like that, it's got some weird notes, lime, coriander. It's weird, but I'm telling you, it's some of the best coffee. They got a flavor for any palate. I'm not just gassing this up because Naked Z and Coffee Lab support the show. Like I literally don't drink any other coffee, and he was like, "Hey, Cap, you've been drinking my coffee. We can work something out." I was like, "Fuck yeah, man! Like no problem. Let's rock." So literally, if you want to take advantage, if you haven't heard of it before, if it's your first time watching, last time watching, you just need a reminder. Go to this episode's description. CoffeeLabs.com is down there at the very bottom. Anything on the store is on limits. You literally can pick out whatever you want, put it in your cart. Nothing is against the offer code that you can utilize. DMND Hand Radio at checkout. Get you 10% off all of your orders on CoffeeLabsRoasters.com. DMND Hand Radio, 10% off all the orders, as well as free shipping on orders of 50 plus. Cheers to you one more time. Let's get into word on the chain. Oh, man. It's just lime, dark chocolate, and coriander. You ain't got that Secret Estate. I don't know. It's something. It's spicy. It's spicy. Oh, it's spicy. Why do you guys watch this show? Gosh, what is wrong with me sometimes? All right. Word on the chain has it. Little ETH and Bitcoin prices. Let's see what the hell's going on over here. Courtesy of CryptoBubbles.com. If you haven't used Crypto Bubbles, I don't know what you're doing. Number one, as per usual, the old Bitcoin. Before we see the flippening, oh shit, easy does it. Before we see the flippening, I'm speaking it into existence. Every single day, keep up, kids. That's what we're doing. Bitcoin, BTC, currently sitting at 20,094. So we cracked that 20,000 mark again. Market cap of 385 billion. 24-hour volume of 29 billion. Down 1.4% over the last hour, up 1.1% on the day, and down 3.3% on the week. Number two, soon to be number one in a couple of months or maybe a year. I don't care, but the flippening will come. Speak it into existence. Here we go, kids. Keep up. 1,605 current price per on ETH. Market cap of 196 billion. 24-hour volume of 17 billion. Down 1.9% on the hour, up 2.8% on the day, and a little bit above even on the week at 0.8% positive. So there's your updates. Obviously, we're not seeing anything super crazy. Still kind of plateauing around right that 15, 16, 14, 16, 15, 14, 16, 14. Right around that mark, somewhere in there. Maybe we see up to a 17, 18. Who knows? But we got about 14 days. I think that's right. We talked about it this morning on Second Breakfast until the merge becomes official. I'm not really sure what the impact will be. I don't think it's going to be massive. I think we should temper our expectations just a little bit. As far as gas prices dropping through the floor, as far as just this massive pump where it all of a sudden goes to 10K, I do expect to see a little action, and crypto does move fast, but I still think we need to temper our expectations just a wee bit and not get too excited about this whole merge, and realize that it's good. It's very good for long term. It's a long-term play. It provides so many valuable assets long term, so many open doors, opportunities, whatever you want to call them. But short term, it's really not. But when you're playing with big dogs, you're playing with the guys who pull the strings on the world, right? Like they play long term. That's the only thing they play. So I think that's what we're going to see here with the move to proof of stake. And I don't think we're going to see any massive price jumps or anything crazy for now. But that's obviously just opinions. That's not anything sound financial advice. That's just kind of guesstimating at this point. Who the hell knows what's going on? But let's get into it officially. Pardon me once again. The old voice is breaking up. Word on the chain has it. Item number 2. SudoSwap is officially launching their own security token. Brand new, called Sudo. Who would have thought? SUDO. Probably would have had this in their roadmap or their business plan or whatever you want to call it in the formation of the company. I've talked about this platform before. If you're not familiar with wow, that's a mouthful. SudoSwap. If you're not familiar with SudoSwap, it's basically an NFT trading platform. You pay a little bit of gas, a little bit of a fee, and it just basically is a secure platform. So nobody's going to get scammed. No bullshit's going to happen. But you can still use fake coins, I believe. I'm not sure. I might be over speaking there. It might be a little bit secure where they kind of verify that shit as well for you. But I'm not 100% sure. I've only used it one time with somebody that I know, actually somebody I know so well. They used to watch my old content that you guys don't even know about. They used to watch my old sports betting content. That's how well I knew them, and I traded with them. I would never really go to SudoSwap and say, oh, hot diggity damn, I'm going to slide on over there and start trading shit. But they are doing this pseudo token, and it's basically going to be based for users of the platform. Now, there is a collection called Oxmons. I don't know if it's OXMO, OXMon, or what the hell it is. I tried to look them up and I couldn't find them. I don't know what platform they're on. But Oxmon holders will receive the, my goodness, I can't freaking talk today. Oxmon holders will receive the majority of the pseudo token. About 41.9% is going to be given to those holders of the Oxmon. I don't know what the fuck those are. I tried to look for them. Couldn't find them anywhere on the broken sea. Didn't feel like looking any further. If I couldn't find them, I ain't worth a hot damn. So left it alone. However, the remaining supply of the pseudo token, which is going to be a security token, is going to be dished out to users of the platform. I'm not really sure how it's all going to work. I don't really know the whole deal, but why did I mention this? Why is it such a big thing to me? Why did I bring it to Word on the Chain? The future could not look brighter. I talked about it all day yesterday. I shit you not. This is what the future will be. You will literally be able to go to platforms. Platforms are going to pay you to utilize them, whether that be in a security token, whether that be in a utility token. You can exchange for merch, products, services on their platforms, whatever the case might be. This is the future. You're seeing it. Get excited. Stop worrying about floor prices. Stop worrying about fucking ETH. Stop worrying about Bitcoin. Get excited about Web3 and blockchain technology, because that's what the future is. The future is not floor prices. The future is not fucking broken sea and looks rare and this, that, and the third. That'll be a big majority. But is eBay the main fucking thing in Web 2? OpenSea is just the eBay of Web 3. And when you break it down that simple, you see how many different fucking moving parts are here and how excited you should be for the future. Stop worrying about the here and now. Stop worrying about tiny flips here and now. Stop worrying about next week, next month. Oh my gosh, is the merge going to take me to the moon? Who cares? If you're really bout it, boss man, you're here till 2030. You're here till 2032. Me and Prez talked about it yesterday. Go 10 years. Fuck, you can't do that? Give us 5 years. I've been doing this content game for 3 years. I told my mom yesterday, I was talking with her. I said, shit, I done suck for 3 years. I heard fucking Press say yesterday, give me 5 years. I only got 2 more years of suck left. And hey, it's already kind of on the upswing. So shit, if I can do it, you guys can do it. It ain't that hard. Just relax. Take some time. Don't get so out of shape. But bent out of shape. Don't get so out of shape. Don't get so bent out of shape is what I was trying to say there. However, there you go. Pseudo token went down a whole other rabbit hole of the future is bright. But Word on the Chain has it. Item number 3. That one was a little boring. It gets a lot better from here, I promise. Dapper Labs, who we've talked about multiple times, right? Who have done NBA Top Shot, UFC Strike, also the NFL All Days, all that shit, right? And we've also talked about them partnering with a lot of other projects, a lot of other major companies who want to utilize the Flow blockchain to cut out any transaction costs, right? Let me slow down for a minute. Just take a sip. Relax. Why am I rushing through everything? I don't know. Felt like I was speaking 100 miles an hour there. Let me just take another sip of water and slow the fuck down. Oh, I like that, Dr. J. Pardon me. All right. Dapper Labs. They're requesting that a lawsuit against them be thrown out. Doggone it. Now the old voice is going again. Hot dog. This lawsuit is claiming that NBA Top Shot moments are securities. And Dapper Labs is arguing you can't make securities out of basketball cards. I don't know. Unfortunately, I think it's a little more complicated than that. However, that's a deep rabbit hole. And I'm not going to dive into that rabbit hole. I'm not going to go into the ramifications and the laws and this and that and the third of what might happen with Dapper Labs and if they have any leg to stand on. I don't care about that. What I care about, as always, is looking deeper than just what's there. And what this says to me is that we are so far away from regulation, it's not even funny. You know, I just, if they can't even figure out, like, it's NBA Top Shot. Nobody, sorry, Jeff Matthews, I love you, buddy, but nobody freaking gets NBA Top Shots, for crying out loud. And if they can't figure it out with something that's small, that's simple, on the Flow blockchain, like, how the fuck are we going to deal with ETH after a merge on proof of stake with all of these various products? Like, I don't know. I think we're a far cry away from regulation, and I think we're going to see a lot more of these things pop up where either users or potential government regulators pop up out of nowhere and say, hey, we want to dip our toe in that. What are you doing over there? What are you doing over there? We'd like to make some money on that. Also, probably going to be a lot more with there being a new bill introduced to the House of Representatives. If you didn't know, this show will never get political, but I just wanted to let you know, especially after the whole NVIDIA shit, because that really sent a shockwave through our space. You know, apparently they're going to be trying to introduce a bill that takes out this insider trading by September 30th for politicians, which, all in favor, say aye. Sign me up, baby girl. Send them straight to motherfucking jail. I don't even care. I don't want to even get political, but hey, no thank you, Sari Bob. I'm not going to get political, but I'm just saying. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. So, who knows? I think we got a lot more lawsuits. I think we're far away from regulation. I think we got a lot of nonsense still to go. However, we move on. Word on the chain has it. Item number 4. I'm excited about this one. This one, unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to be able to take advantage of it. I mean, the market does suck right now, so maybe we will. Who knows? But Johnny Walker has officially partnered with blockbar.com. Johnny Walker, not the UFC fighter Johnny Walker. I know some of you were excited about that to watch this show. The booze Johnny Walker, the whiskey, the bourbon. Johnny Walker, well, it's a whiskey, sorry. It's a whiskey. My apologies. Johnny Walker is partnered with Block Bar. You say, Cap, what the hell is Block Bar? We talked about it. I don't know. I always act like I know when it's going to be, but we talked about it a while ago with a couple of different alcohol-related projects. And literally, it's just a marketplace only based on booze and spirits. It operates on ETH, but it's only for alcoholic beverages, stuff like that. So Johnny Walker is coming to the blockchain via Block Bar, and they are releasing Johnny Walker Blue Label Ghost and Rare. I'll get into what all that means. It's actually pretty badass. I'll get into that in a minute. But it dropped at 9 a.m. this morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, I do believe it was. So we definitely missed that drop. However, it is priced at $775. So little, about like 0.6, maybe 0.65, somewhere. Just kind of rough math. I think somewhere in that ballpark, but 775 USD for this NFT. Another company that's involved is Vayner3. That is the I don't know what section of Vayner Media. Well, not Vayner Media. Gary Vaynerchuk. He owns it. Yeah, I mean, that's Gary Vaynerchuk owns it. All right, Vayner3. Shout out Gary V. Would love to meet you one day. Can't wait till I meet you one day. Know you're watching this somewhere, somehow, some way. Appreciate the hell out of you, dude. Love what you do for the space. I don't care about what all these motherfuckers got to say. We're takeover season, kid. But that being said, where the fuck am I? Here we go. Johnny Walker Blue Label Ghost and Rare. What the hell does that mean? Ghost and Rare. Ghost actually signifies Ghost Distillery. and I was today years old when I learned this, ghost distilleries are distilleries that have been closed for a significant amount of time and they no longer produce any whiskey. So all of the whiskey in this Johnny Walker Blue Label Ghost and Rare run no longer exists. It was literally sitting in a cask somewhere for who knows how long, and then they dumped it in all these bottles, and now they're making an NFT. The NFT you can burn for a 1 liter bottle, and I'm pretty sure you can just burn it one time. I don't know if it like disappears. I don't know what happens, but it the way I was reading it, it seems like you still keep the NFT, but the burning aspect is just like how you redeem it. Like you can only burn it once. You can only redeem it once for your 1 bottle of Ghost and Rare, right? But I think you still keep it on the blockchain because then what's the fucking point of even getting the NFT then, and then you drink the booze and see you later, alligator. That defeats the whole purpose of the blockchain where it lives forever, right? But you can also keep the NFT, sell it, and trade it. So it is available on Blockbar to be able to sell, trade, and do all kinds of cool shit with it. I'm a massive whiskey drinker. I don't think I'm going to shell out a fresh $775 or whatever that is in ETH to get it. But if you got that laying around, I mean, I tried to, what the hell happened? I tried to have that on and I realized nothing was going on down there. I'm not what the, brain fart. Sorry. Either way, I'm a huge whiskey drinker, but I ain't going out of my way to do all that shit. However, if you have fuck around money, you have fuck you money, you want to get involved, there you go. I told you how you can. Blockbar.com. Check it out. Okay. Word on the chain has it. Item number 5. The former partner, I guess I should have differentiated that for myself. A former partner of Stake.com is officially suing the company. Say, Cap, what the hell is Stake.com? Well, you might have seen it on UFC, on some of their canvases. You might have seen it with a lot of popular influencers in especially Twitter and YouTube. It is basically the largest Bitcoin and crypto casino. They have been blowing up as of late, and they're really starting to gain some traction, but running into a little bit of an issue here. What is that issue, you might ask yourself? Well, former partner Christopher Freeman has filed a lawsuit seeking $400 million in punitive damages, claiming he was deceived into leaving the company before it was fully formed. Holy cannoli. That's some big accusations. That's just like, oh, yeah, this guy's like the weird cousin that we don't want involved. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, we'll give you a little payout. And then this thing blew up. And he's like, well, hey, wait a darn tootin' second. Where you said this wasn't going nowhere. And now he's pissed as a motherfucker. He said, this is bullshit. He went to a lawyer, one of them fancy old in-town there lawyers. And he he said, hey, this ain't right. I don't know what's going on here. I need some explanations. And the lawyer said, well, shit, we could probably get $400 million in punitive because these guys have done $100 billion in bets since they started not even 2 months ago. So I think we got a little bit of a leg to stand on. So very interesting to see what comes out. Stake being a new sponsorship partner of the UFC. Sponsoring a lot of influencers that have been established for a while, not brand new influencers in crypto or NFTs, but influencers that have been around for a long time. So it's interesting to see what will happen with old Stake.com and if they're going to have to pay out this $400 million or not. We shall see, but let's move on. Word on the chain has it. Item number 6. Coinbase is officially looking to get back funds from Georgian traders. No, not Atlanta, Georgia traders. The European nation. That's right. Short after fucking up in Australia and giving some fine young lady $10 million when it should have been like $100, now they've jacked up a whole slew of people. All right, let me break this down for you. So the Georgian Lari or Larry, I'm not sure how you exactly say it because I'm not Georgian, Lari, that's their currency, right? And there was a price bug. The pricing was GEL. We'll just say gel, right? Oh, that's dope. That's so dope. Wait till you guys see Duncan. But neither here nor there. Final topic. Keep up. All right, so gel and ETH. Essentially, there was a price bug between the two. And once again, Coinbase jacked up. Coinbase stated that trades should have been about $150 for the conversion. I don't know what was going on, if there was a pump or really what happened there. But multiple people got paid out 15,000 or 150,000 instead. So all of these Georgian people, human beings, wonderful human beings at that have a average yearly salary of $4,200, might I add, about 4 times less the amount of what that little boo-boo was by Coinbase. Instead of getting to hold those funds, instead of being happy all about it, now, officially, Coinbase has frozen their wallets, all debit cards and credit cards associated with it. And they sent out a memo that said, essentially, Coinbase is seeking clawback of roughly $14 million to $140 million in damages. What? That's a hell of a spread, John. That's $14 million to $140 million. You know, I don't know what's going on with the old accounting team, the old AR team over there. That's accounts receivable, or maybe AP team, accounts payable over yonder there at old Coinbase. But somebody needs to get their heads from firmly between their legs. I don't know what they're doing, but $14 million to $140 million. That is insane. Very interested to see what happens. But there you go. There you have it. That's everything for Word on the Chain. All right, my friends, it is officially time to welcome in the man, the myth, the legend. But before we do, get ready for the transition. It's time for DOORkeepers. Quick sip. And I just spilled everywhere. Don't rush, kids. I mean, live in prime time. Don't rush. All right. Hashtag board of donuts and brews is your secret phrase of the day. One more time. Hashtag board of donuts and brews. That is your secret phrase of the day. But my friends, get on your feet and put your hands together for an absolute NFT OG. A legend in the Web3 space, if I do say so myself. Little do you know, the first man I ever talked to in Web3 went up on a space, made me a 4K. You guys heard the story the first time he was on the show. It's been quite a while, but now he comes back around the bend for his second official visit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on my boss man, the founder and the artist behind the ETH.r Brews, also the owner of Bearded and Doxed Labs. Can't wait to talk about that and tell you guys all about that good stuff. He's a 4K motion graphics guy who's worked for PlayStation, Sephora, Apple, Charles Schwab, and honestly way too many other companies than I can actually mention here. My friends, PLP pusher, diamond hander, the one, the only, Basie 8103, Duncan Rogoff. Oh, dude. That is so badass, man. I love that shit.
So freaking ridiculous. I know. I figured I'd get the cool AR filter. And then, you know, like wifey bought me this shirt like a few months back, and now I can, you know, just be my monkey, you know, on the internet. I've like taken like a couple of client calls with like the face on, but I usually have to take it off because they can't really take me too seriously.
I can't take you seriously right now. I'm dying. Oh, this is the best, especially after talking with you all weekend. This is the best thing on the planet. First things first, my man. Thank you so much for stopping by, hanging out. I know you are busy as all hell right now building, and I'm sure we'll talk about a lot of it today, but thanks for popping in. How's everything on your end of the world in the West Coast?
Hot, man. Like honestly, like I don't know, the whole world is just super hot. Like I'm getting like the notification on like my computer. It's just like boom, like heat wave. It's like this big red warning, and I'm like, oh, like I swear, like we just finished that. Now we're back in it, but other than that, you know, things are pretty good. Took a couple days, recovered from Vegas, and now, you know, we be hanging out. I see Jess in the chat. I'm never wearing the right face for you, Jess.
Hello, Jess the Mess.
She's just never happy with my appearance. Just accept me for who I am, Jess. Just accept me for who I am.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, let's dive into it right off the bat, man. You talked about it. NFT Vegas. I want to know your thoughts, man. Not only just what you thought about Vegas in general. I mean, just how was your trip? Overall thoughts, NFT Vegas in general, the convention, just any key takeaways, everything all encompassing per Duncan.
Yeah, absolutely. Vegas was interesting, to say the least. Meeting you and Baby O was like definitely a highlight for sure. You know, we met live in prime time.
Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it.
Every time it's content. But yeah, I mean, I was talking to the team from like Blue Chimps who kind of put the whole thing together, and they're like, yo, like we put this together in 6 weeks, and it definitely came together pretty quickly. It was definitely a very different vibe than the New York scene, but it was cool. Like I got to meet a lot of people that I wouldn't have met otherwise, some internet friends, you know, got to speak on a panel, which I wouldn't have done otherwise, which was, you know, definitely one of the other highlights of the trip. And just generally go to a few parties. You know, I certainly have like a little bit of mixed feelings after it, but I didn't expect it to be as big and crazy as New York by any means. New York was like a huge freaking scene. There was parties and events every day. There was 15,000 people who attended the New York conference, and this in Vegas must have been like 300 or something like that. Maybe 4 or 5. I'm not sure. I'm like really bad at like estimating.
I don't know. It felt like less than that almost. I don't know. It did not feel like there was a whole, like it felt like our close community of everybody was there, but it didn't feel like there was a boatload of people by any means. But I didn't go to a bunch of the stuff that you guys went to though.
Yeah, no, you're not. I mean, we all generally went to the same things.
Yeah, I guess so.
I felt like there was sort of like, I don't know how to put this like more nicely, but there's sort of like a lack of like professionals, so to speak. Like I felt like, because like in New York, like when I went to the actual conference, even though I didn't spend like a lot of time there, like you could tell it was people from like major brands and major corporations, and like even the, you know, they were like sponsored by Polygon and things like that. And this came together so quickly that they didn't like really have time to like search for this big sponsor. So it definitely just felt like a different crowd. But we generally had a pretty good time. I didn't gamble a single cent, which is also crazy. For the whole weekend, I almost like we almost did on the last day because I just felt like obligated to. But then we decided to spend that money on some slices of pizza instead.
Quality. I put $20 into a slot machine and it was gone before I even knew what the hell happened with it. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I ain't got time to sit at a table. I'm done. So I just ended up hanging out with everybody till 5, 6, 7 in the morning when I would typically be sitting around the table. So glad to hear everything went well. I know it was just awesome meeting you, man. Like seeing you, I'm gonna say it again, seeing you live in prime time was just it was so awesome, dude. And just to hug. Oh, I almost slipped and said her name. Shit. Hug Brew Bay and see you guys and just talk in person, man. It's just, me and Prez talked about it yesterday. Just solidify those friendships and those relationships that we've had as PFPs for the last 8 months now. You even longer. I mean, you've been in the game, January of last year. So just to solidify those friendships, I think that was the most important part for me.
I agree. Yeah, I think I got in March 2021. So it's been a little bit of time for sure. And that was, you know, it was the same decision that I made in New York. You know, it was a little different just because there was less of a conference, but like, you know, for us and me personally, kind of like where we're at in the scene currently, it does feel like those kind of like close knit relationships are like really, really important and beneficial to all of us. I like posted about it the other day. There's like, you know, occasionally some weirdness and like bad blood and like pettiness and like bridge burning that like happens in the space, and like there's just like not that freaking many of us. And it's just like not worth it. And so like being able to like build those relationships in person again, yeah, like solidifies them, and it's like, oh, like all right, this person's like, they're real, right? Like it's not like, you know, they're just some anonymous person behind the PFP who like, I don't know, like you're never gonna know. So yeah, it was definitely an interesting experience for sure. It was cool to meet Prez, and now I get to give him a hard time about chugging protein powder straight to the dome.
Oh shit, yeah, so many people, and yeah, you said it, man. There's not that many of us, and I don't think we realize that. And until we get to an event like that, and then we start talking about people like, oh, so and so and so and so and of so and so and so and so, and it's like, holy shit, like we know everybody, really. I mean, it's so weird how small it is, but I love that. Love those topics. I want to get into the brews though. I want to dive into everything you're doing. I want some updates. I want to know what's going on, man. Because we're out here pumping. We're out here going. We talk. We got some alpha. I know for sure. But what's going on with you? What's going on? You haven't done much. I don't think. No, last time you were on the show, we didn't even talk about Bearded. That wasn't even really a thing yet. Now it's kind of Doxed Labs as well. Everything going on with that. Going on with the brews. Get us up to date, man. I mean, I'm pretty much up to date, obviously being on your damn team, but hey, everybody else out there needs to know.
Yeah, you sort of get a little bit of that back end alpha.
And wouldn't you be so happy of me? I don't come on here just vomiting out the mouth and spilling all the alpha. So
yeah, thank you.
I wait for you.
That. No, things are going well. Yeah, so for everyone, I've sort of been talking about it for a while, starting like a digital creative agency focused on Web3. I was in the process of starting just like a little creative agency before I got into Web3, like before I found NFTs. And that's, where the name Bearded came from, just because it's really on the nose. I have a beard and I do 3D. So that name obviously has a very, personal, I'm personally attached to it. It's very on brand for me, but moving forward, before we even started, from here on out, we're just going by Doxed Labs. We're changing everything. Getting a new logo worked up. It's just far more Web3 friendly, because over the past, however many months it's been, I've been working on a lot of Web3 projects. And like everything I want to do moving forward is really going to be focused in this space, because it's interesting, it's growing, people need help. And the opportunity for royalties is far too good to pass up. I've already worked on like membership passes and things like that for, I think, 4 different projects that are currently, paying Doxed Labs, a royalty on every single sale. And so that's the business model going forward. And whether it's, membership cards or like full-blown NFT, full-blown like generative NFT collections and things like that, the idea being that we work together, there's just kind of like, this new revenue split where like we always charge like a flat fee up front to get the work done. We take a percentage of the primary sales and we get a royalty in perpetuity. So like, it's a snowball effect, right? So eventually you get going and, we're starting with, 4 projects right now, but imagine when that's 40 different projects, paying royalties every month. And so it's growing. And so, yeah, we're Doxed Labs moving forward. I think there's a better story to tell there. I think our tagline right now is honesty, transparency, and trust in the metaverse, because I think it's really important and there's a lack of that. And it's sort of just the story around it really is basically like, we're just going to give you like honest, like straight guidance in entering this very kind of like confusing space for these Web2 businesses. Like we're going to tell you like what your shortcomings are. We're going to give it to you straight about the amount of work and effort it's going to take to do something. And we're just going to try to point you in the right direction. So that's sort of the story we're trying to tell, at least as far as the name is concerned. And then, we're working with a couple to start really interesting nonprofit clients. I think hopefully I'm hoping in the next, by this time next week, I'm hoping we'll at least have the landing page up for the first one. I can talk about it really seriously. I can start talking about it now. So the first project that we're doing is really cool. So the organization is called Leap Lab. And they kind of build these science and nature centers, IRL. And so it's also a group of paleontologists, archaeologists. They just got back from a dig in Wyoming where they're like legitimately like digging up dinosaur bones. And they are trying to raise funds to build a Web3 powered dinosaur museum in real life. And we want to also build them a metaverse counterpart. So it's just like a really freaking cool project. It's all about, it's like everything I think the space is. It's onboarding, the younger generation. It's onboarding like nonprofits into crypto and the blockchain. It's purposeful, right? Like there are people who are going to benefit from this project. I don't necessarily know that by buying into it, it's gonna be like a huge like money maker for collectors, but I think they're gonna be able to access some pretty cool information and like an incredible team of just like smart, just like really smart individuals. And so it's moving in that direction that I think we're all sort of realizing the space is going, where you're going to invest in projects that like you care about or have some purpose and some substance. And it's not, not everything is just about, buying something for $50 and selling it for 75.
100%. And I will actually come right back to that point. I actually like how you ended that, buying something for 50 and selling it for 75, because we talked about it last night, how that's kind of where the space is, but that's kind of fading. But I have to mention something because I just looked up. I can't stop watching Duncan's ears. They just they're the best thing. Okay. All right. Now that everybody had their laugh and got an opportunity to really enjoy that, back to it. We talked about it last night in depth, and I thought it would be a great rabbit hole here on the show too. Like that, I don't remember who tweeted it out. I can't remember who tweeted out, but I was kind of reading something along those lines, and that whole flipper, the whole free mint, and then run it up and sell it for 50, 100, and you got 100 of them and you sold them for 50 a pop, whatever. It seems like that's just kind of disappearing. And what you're doing, building these businesses behind these projects is kind of the thing. I mean, what's next? Like, is that kind of the move, or when do we move out of all this nonsense that we know the space is right now?
Yeah, I don't I don't have a definitive timeline by any means. But it seems like we're starting now. And I think we talked about this even like months back. We talked about this sort of, what we affectionately call, degenerate gambling. It's always going to exist. There's always going to be a pocket for it, right? Like, if there's an opportunity for people to make fast, easy money, like why wouldn't they take it, right? And maybe there's going to, memes and derivatives seems to be the play in that always, and there's no reason that's going to stop. But just because the market's becoming so saturated, it's hard to know, and it's hard to monitor everything, and it's hard to know what's going to work and what's not going to work, and where you can really make money. And I feel like this past year, it was just like a feeding frenzy almost, and everyone was just like spreading their liquidity out everywhere. And now that we're in this sort of like bear market, people are like, like shit, like I don't have any money to like invest in new things, right? And like, so it's sort of like, whatever, like you're playing roulette. And what's the martingale method, where is that what it is, where it's called, where it's like, if you lose, you bet double. So if you pay $5,
No.
you bet 10
I think that's
one,
right. Yeah.
And it's kind of like that, but people are sort of like out of liquidity now. You reach a point where you can't do it. And so that's why I think we're going to move away from that. What exists now is always going to be a small pocket in a bigger ecosystem. And the timeline is really the timeline for, larger, more mass adoption in the space, right? Like the larger the space grows, the more people there are, the more projects. I think the more people are going to invest in things that they, personally identify with. And so I don't have a timeline, but I'm, with some of these projects that, I'm running again with purpose and tied to good causes and incredible nonprofit organizations and things like that. Like I'm hoping to at least establish, myself and Docs Labs as, an organization that again is doing something of substance in the space and trying to, show the community like what NFTs can be and how they can be used. And so that's sort of what we're doing here.
Hell yeah. I love that. And I won't mention her name, but somebody tweeted out yesterday. She's founder and artist of a project. And she tweeted out yesterday, and this is going to kind of segue me into the next point. It just made me think of it, stuff you were saying. Good thing I like everybody around here, because all of my bags, literally, I looked at all my wallets and they have all gone to zero. And you might have saw the tweet. You might know who that is. And it's like, good thing I like everybody around here. Good thing I like my community, you know, and I've built a good circle of people around me. So my question, why is community? Because to me, community is the most important thing in NFT projects. And I'm pretty sure it's the exact same for you, but why has the ETH.r Brews community been so important during this time? And just why is community in general just so important for the NFT space?
Yeah, it's the $1 million question. But they're like, community is so incredibly valuable. Like, you know, we were talking about the other day that, you know, the ETH.r Brews volume like is not great by all normal standards. I think our ownership is relatively good.
I would say quality. I would say quality
is pretty good. Like just the amount of, you know, unique owners we have. I think we did a really good job early, like doing those things that I stand for, being like honest and transparent, and just telling people early, like, hey, like, you know, this is clearly, like, we knew early that this was not going to be like a quick flip project, and we told everyone. We were just like, look, like, you're probably not going to make money off this, and you know, initially, and like, I felt like, you know, I was like, me personally being in the Discord and in spaces and talking to the community was a huge part of it. One of the reasons I started the project was it felt like founders were like kind of absent from their own projects and their own community. And I hated that. And so I just feel like being present, being real humans. Like, I remember those early Discord days where it's like, yo, man, like, where do you live? Like, what are you doing today? What are you eating right now? Like, just like having like normal conversations in the Discord, like, because like we started so small, and like we're still relatively small, but because we started so small, like I felt like we all got to know each other in a different way. And like, because everybody knew that it wasn't like something that was just gonna like moon instantly. That's not what the conversation was. And that's what I think is so cool about this community. And they know they can always come back. And that's why people just hold on to them, because like, well, I love this community. I love the people who are a part of it. Like, I can always come back here and find friends, and not, you know, people who are going to be honest with me and steer me in the right direction. And who I can just like be open and honest with. And I think that's really cool. Community, it's like, to answer the rest of the question, why it's so important, like for a project, like they're your greatest marketing tool. Like, we can, you know, you could have the coolest project in the world, but unless people care about it and are talking about it, nobody's going to know, and nobody's going to buy it. And so, you know, that's one of the reasons community is so important. And like, we talk about it all the time. It's this very cyclical thing where it's like, you know, the community's job to go out there and like evangelize on behalf of the project, to go out there and tell their friends and bring people in and like try to reach out to new communities and expand the circle and all of that. And then after that's done and the project and the founders make some money, it's our job to then take those funds and actually, you know, execute and build the thing, you know, that we say that we're going to build, or that we set out to build. But yeah, man, it's been a crazy journey. It feels like a, you know, perpetually sort of moving target in front of us right now. And we're sort of like, I don't know, going with the flow and kind of like touching on at different points, you know, throughout the process, and trying to figure out, you know, what it is that the community really wants, what's going to bring the most value to the community, to, you know, and to the project and to our team. And so we're sort of always kind of guessing at all that stuff.
That is the truth, but that is the truth with every small startup business, right? And at the end of the day, that's what all of these NFT projects are. And we always talk about it. And now, like never before, the investors in the business have more say. And if they go out, I literally said it last night, if you can't afford to sweep up a couple off the floor or continue to financially support the project, do it with what you can do. Post a picture of your favorite brew and say, this is why I love being a part of the community, or XYZ, whatever. It doesn't have to be anything major. And if you feel like somebody's going to judge you, fuck them. Who cares? Post it anyway. And I guarantee you, I'm going to see that. Duncan's going to see that. Baby O's going to see that. The alpha miners, the big dogs in our community are going to see that, and they're going to blow that up. And it was so cool. I talked about it yesterday. It was so cool to be in the ETH.r Brews chat yesterday on Twitter, and like people were coming out of the woodworks, and people are kind of like, hey, what the hell's going on with the brew crew? Everybody's still around here. It's like, hell yeah, we're talking to Jungle Boy and like everybody. So it's just cool to be a part of this community. This is my first community I ever was a part of. And like, I don't think you're gonna find a community as diverse as this. I mean, a YouTuber, freaking Baby Yo doing everything he does. I mean, just the founders alone. I mean, Jeff, you, everything. The founders and the team alone are like that. That's enough to speak for itself. So one time for the one time, Brew Crew. We love you. We love you. We appreciate you. And that also goes to you, good sir. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for everything you're doing. It's a slow go process, man. And it's no fucking secret. It took us like 6 months till we sold this thing out, and we're still here. We're still moving. We survived the bear market. We're not at 0.01 or under 0.01.
Yes,
so
right.
The value's still there, right? And those are the ones that have gone to zero. So I'm not worried about it. We're going, and I know we're going places. But that kind of being said, with the market being weird, with all this bullshit happening, I've really been trying to, hey, the future's bright. There's big things coming. Hey, and you're in a really specialized kind of field. You're an artist. You see things differently. You see a lot of things that a lot of people don't get a chance to see. So any bold predictions next 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, anything you've heard, anything in between?
Bold predictions. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about bold predictions. I think at some point, this space is going to roar back to life. It's all really, really cyclical. I'm not sure the space as we know it now and today with all the PFP collections and things like that is going to be where it's at moving forward. But I know that a lot of really smart people, a lot of the really smart money, like big brands, big institutions, they are entering this space. They are looking at this space and they're entering the space. And so it is going to grow, but it's not entirely clear what form that's going to take yet. And I think that's what's really interesting about it, because it's, we're doing our thing now, but I think what's going to happen is so much bigger than everything that's going on. So I think it's going to get interesting. And what I will say, just to circle back to the brews real quick, and this bouncing back and forth is like, what I'm trying to do, it's really big, right? It's not like everything I'm trying to do is designed to return value back to the ETH.r Brews holders, whether it's getting you these quote unquote membership rewards based on, all the projects that we launched and things like that, whether it's whitelist or free mints to the new projects or things like that, or access to the utility of anything we do, right? Like my idea is that everything is centered, like the brew is like, it's the Genesis collection for the entire business, right? And so whether we do something that's, beer related or, related to Star Wars, it doesn't matter, right? To me, the brews is the Genesis collection for everything. Even if in terms of brand, like they're unrelated, it doesn't matter. And so we're trying to build all these things, and I'm trying to figure out always constantly like where to focus, where to put my time and energy, what people care about, what they're interested in, whether we really should be, hammering it all the time, focusing on the partnerships, or whether really building out the business and the larger ecosystem is more important and more valuable. And so like it's always kind of this juggling act. But it just, be assured that everything is designed to return value back to brew holders, because they're, this is my baby, right? So where we started.
100%. 100%. And I like how you said the big brands. Like that's what I've really been pushing. I mean, when you see like the Gucci's, the Walmarts, the Playboys, like all these Web2 brands that have been around for so long, Web1 brands, for crying out loud, they're making their moves. They're investing large sums of money. And I saw a lot of eye-opening stuff. I did the Procter & Gamble Signal Summit with the Respected Rhinos a couple months back. And that was so amazing. I was just like, gee, many Christmas, there's so much coming. And it got me more and more excited. But one more thing you mentioned in there, and you kind of talked about it last night. And I just, again, another good rabbit hole I thought would be interesting came to my head. Does utility even matter anymore? Like, does it even matter? What matters? Because what you just said right there, like, nobody knows what the fuck they want. Nobody knows. Do they want a metaverse? Do they want a P2E? Do they want a utility token? Do they want a security token? Do they want a fucking pump to the moon to 5 ETH? Do they want a great Discord with a bunch of, like, nobody knows what they want. So I guess, does it go all the way back to, should we just be focusing on pushing past the profile picture, shout out Swirl One, and really focus on building these communities, really building those relationships, or where should the focus be right now?
Yeah, it's a good question and an impossible answer. I think each individual, person sort of needs to answer that question for themselves, right? It's a very like existential question, really. Well, it's like the question being like, why am I here? Right? Every single person needs that. Why am I here? Right? Is it real? Like, if it's just to find like a cool community that like I vibe with, then like don't talk about the floor price, don't talk about money, don't talk about cool, like vibe with the community, right? But are you here for utility and access? In our case, like, do you even care about going to a brewery in person and getting some free beer? Would you rather beer shipped to your door? Would you rather not at all? You know what I mean? And like, again, like if you have answers to these questions about our project in particular, like drop them in the Discord, because I don't know, like each individual person is different. And so again, that's what I'm saying, as a founder, like I can't cater to everyone all the time, but I also don't know what people are really interested in. And it feels like for a while, utility like didn't even exist for a very long time, right? Like, the apes built a $4 billion business, at least initially, purely off of the IP and the brand. Like there was no utility. And then over the next 6 to 8 months, it was all about utility. What's your utility? Are you building a game? What's your token? Like, are you building a metaverse? Right?
Well, motherfucker would come up to spaces and just, what's your utility? That was it.
That's it. So utility, right? And it's funny because like, I tried to frame the brews in a way that like I tried to hit every single mark, and figuring out whether people care about utility because they want to use that utility, or because they care about it because they want it as a buzzword to raise the floor price so they could sell their NFT to make some money, right? Like they're very, very different things. And they're all, they're both fine, but I feel like if you care about utility so you could flip your NFT, then you don't actually care about the project or care about the utility. And so I'm not sure, but again, as I think about, the flips being fewer and further between, I think people are going to care about the utility more. Like if you had, like your favorite band or something. I was just talking to my dad last night. He's like a huge Bruce Springsteen fan, like just absolutely massive. And it's like, okay, but if you bought, he's like gone, he's seen him on Broadway, he's seen him in concert however many times, like he's bought like every book he's written, he's got the old albums, right? Like whatever. But imagine like, even if it was $3,000 and you bought a Bruce Springsteen NFT, and you could go see him every time he was on tour, or you could go see his Broadway show, or you could get discounts or a free drop of whatever the next book that comes out, right? Like that's worth it to someone like that. To like, I feel like the NFTs are about like the real like super fans, right? Where it's like you find your 10,000 or 1,000 true fans, you give them like insane access and insane utility to people who actually want to use it. Like it's worth it to these people to pay a premium for something that they're going to get like a personal benefit to in perpetuity. And that to me is the promise of NFTs, but that's not what the space is currently. But I think we're going to have to start moving that direction, because this currently isn't sustainable.
100%. And it definitely comes down to, it just comes down to literally what do you resonate with? What do you want out of the space? I mean, you said it right off the jump. Why am I here? And me and Press talked about it yesterday. So many people just don't have a strategy. They just are here in NFTs. They don't know why they're here. They don't know what value they bring. They're here. And hopefully the floor price goes up so I can make a little bit of money. And, I'm so intrigued with what using platforms. I talked about it today, like utilizing SudoSwap. They're releasing a new security token, like utilizing platforms and getting paid for it, or getting additional benefits and having a loyalty program or whatever. I think that's the real purpose of everything. We always talk about it. It's so much bigger than JPEGs. And I just, I hate the times that we're in. I don't want to say it. I'm dancing around it. I hate the fucking times we're in. It pisses me off so much because so many people are just, what's the utility? What's the probability? Like, we start a trait faction. There is no fucking utility of a trait faction. It's a group of people getting together in a fucking network. Like, how stupid simple do I have to explain it? There's no utility. Stop asking about it. Like, we're just here to vibe and fucking grow the project. Like, it's not that hard. But
which is fine though. Like if you're just here to vibe, then don't care about the floor price. Like, I don't know, again, and I think more projects backed by legitimate businesses. I've been saying this for a while. It's why exactly like I want to start, you know, I've been starting the agency, was to bring in additional revenue to the project. I think it's part of the reason that the brew still exists and a lot of other projects have gone to zero, because a lot of projects that have like, you know, their floor price has dropped 80-90% in this bear market. Like they're not coming back. There's absolutely no reason for the floor to increase, because the only thing that it's based off of is the strength of the community and the sale of NFTs, right? The sale of their JPEGs. And it's like, well, if that's all it's based off of, there's nothing for the community to get excited about anymore. Therefore, they're not going to go out and like hype up this project if there's nothing coming for them. And so now you just have, you know, you have the same cycle, but in the opposite direction, because the team isn't building anything to bring in additional revenue and the community has nothing to go out and talk about. Right. And so I was in a chat the other day in one of the big group threads, and people were like, well, what's going on with this project? Like, we can do it. Like, we can get this floor price back. Like, let's go. It's very like rah, rah, rah. But I was like, look, but like, this is just a PFP. Like, that's what, like, there's no reason for this price to come back. Like, there's no additional like value or utility for this project. And like, I hate to say that, but like, that's the case for most of these projects, that it's like, unless you can get the community excited, like there's nothing else going for it. And so I think we're going to see a lot more businesses hopefully being found. That's why like I did the passes for Half Baked. It's one of my favorite projects in the entire space. And like the fact that it's been a couple weeks and they're at like 50% sold and didn't sell out instantly is absolutely astonishing to me, to be honest. And I'm not just saying that because I worked on it. It's like a project that's like, for people who don't know, Half Baked, it's like they're going to pay you to license Yuga assets, and you don't have to be a Yuga asset holder in order to, you know, to benefit. Like you can partner with someone who is, and like they're basically paying you to license the Yuga IP. And the business already exists. It's like a cannabis business. They're like a branding business. They sell packaging. Like it already exists. Like it's not like they're starting from scratch. And like the fact that a project like that like isn't selling out, but I don't know, some other like random meme is like shocking to me.
Shitty poopy moon bats.
Yeah.
WTF. Yeah.
Exactly.
100%. You know, and what sucks, man, is and maybe they're not quality people. Maybe they're not. I thought they were. There are so many of people we knew, acquaintances. I won't call them friends because there's a very thin line. And if they were, they'd still be here. But they disappeared, man. When they realized that they weren't going to make money, that they overinvested into these PP projects, they just disappeared. And they weren't really about it. And the projects that they invested in went straight to zero. And the teams, the groups of humans, regardless of up, down, left, right, center, wherever it is gone, the teams that have been here, that have been about it, they're still here. And we are, man. And like, I got to give huge kudos to you, to Baby O, to Jeff. Forget me. I'm here too, but shit, you guys continue to show up. You could have gave up. You could have said, forget it. You multiple times. I mean, how many fucking roadblocks did we run into along the way? It's all right. Well, instead of worrying about it, bitching about it, let's just find a solution. Let's figure it out. I mean, even our last MIP party, for crying out loud, Kaka hit the fan and we still figured it out. We still got it done. So I think this is what it takes. A little bit of grit and a little bit of will to continue to get it done, man. So shout out to you. Shout out to you. You gotta start coming and spitting some of that old school fire on the spaces more, man. That's what it's about. That's what it's about for sure.
I do. Yeah, man. You know, shout out to this team for continuing to build through the bear market. It's a good building opportunity. Things feel slow, dude. And like honestly, like I get it. Like I'd be lying if I didn't say that there were times where I was like, I don't know, should I just sell everything and like not look back? Like I'm constantly waffling through phases of like extreme like optimism and euphoria, and just like you know, total despair and futility. So, you know, it's kind of like how we do things a little bit in this space. But I do see a way forward, and I think the community is really the main reason that I stay. And like, I started this thing, and like, I feel an obligation to everyone to see it through. And so thank you, you know, to everyone who's just, you know, stuck around and been here through the bear market. Like, you know, that's like the encouragement, you know, that I need to keep going. Like, you know, just the support from this entire community is really remarkable. And like, yeah, like it's not always easy, but then I'm like, no, like, this isn't just about me. This is about everyone. And so I refuse to throw in the towel, you know, for that reason alone.
100%. 100%. A lot of love in the chat right now for the ETH.r Brews, for you, for everybody. Shout out the Diamond Hand fam. Shout out everybody community. The whole reason why I created the Diamond Hand fam was to help all of us, right? Like, to create a Diamond Hand Radio to help each and every one of us. And that's what you created the Brews for, man. Like, anytime it's like, yeah, fuck yeah, we'll give away a brew. That's the whole point, to give away a brew. Like, I mean, it's just we've just always wanted to help others. And I can't remember who said that to me. Maybe it was Swirl on the GAC Spaces. And he's just like, the brews are around. The brews abide, man. They're around, and they support everybody. And regardless of where they're at, they just make sure everybody continues. And that's exactly what this platform is too. I just wanted everybody that's building during the bear market, that actually cares, that actually wants this space to succeed and doesn't really care about the money right now, to be in one central location, so that when this place does go up, we all have the opportunity to really pump our bags. So shout out all of you guys out there watching. Shout out Duncan. All the knowledge, insights, man. You're the bomb. But you ain't getting out of here without the final segment, pal. Last but certainly not least. Finish the sentence, Duncan!
Oh.
10. Hot
Peace,
seat.
love, and positivity.
Yes, sir.
Brew crew.
Here we go. Number 1. The one word I would use to describe NFT Vegas is
interesting.
quality. I've heard chaotic. I've heard nonsensical. I've heard all over the map. I enjoy interesting. Number 2. The best time I had at NFT Vegas is.
Ooh. What was the best time I had at NFT Vegas? There's a couple. Okay, do you want to know my honest favorite moment?
150%.
Okay, so I hope she doesn't mind telling the story. Okay, so we were at the GAC mansion party on Friday, and I was talking to Fiddy. That was the first time I met him, and he asked me like about my name, like what the origin was. And like, Duncan is a Scottish name. Like, I'm not Scottish. Like I'm like, I told him, and I was like, oh, it's Scottish. He's like, oh, are you Scottish? I'm like, no, like, I'm actually mostly Russian. But it's true. You know, genetically. And then, you know, he asked if I was Jewish, and like, my dad is Jewish, my mother is not. And I told him like, yeah. And he asked if I was bar mitzvahed, and I was like, no. I said, but my wife was. And so Brube comes out, and like, Fiddy goes like, oh, like, I heard you were bat mitzvah, like, me too. My wife was just like, oh, congratulations. Like, just like what do you say? So because like, Fiddy is obviously like, it's not like it just happened for him. You know?
Like, happened a long time ago. Not to dox Fiddy.
Part of that. So like, congratulations.
Honestly, Fiddy was a favorite moment of mine too. He just came up and grabbed my arm out of nowhere. He's just like, you have a familiar face. Like, oh shit, that's fucking Fiddy. And I just turned around and gave him a big ass hug. I was like, no fucking way, dude. Yeah, Fiddy. Shout out Fiddy. Shout out Fiddy. All right. Even though it's a rabbit hole, you're not getting out of the rest of them. Number 3. My favorite attraction I visited while in Las Vegas was
Fremont Street. Just generally being on Fremont Street. Always interesting.
Very interesting for sure. We saw a young lady, quote unquote, dancing, which was just randomly spinning in circles and flailing her limbs in the same direction. But I hear Lorenzo back there, big watchdog.
That's actually the neighbor's dog.
Oh, that's not Lorenzo.
Very good right now.
Oh, shout out. Hey, hi. Well,
yeah, hey. I saw a lady like holding on to the trash can, like with her arms, but like lifting her legs up like off the ground and just like hanging out like that. And then there was also someone who was like in their little circle and not doing anything, but was just so sweaty. Like, I was just like, you're way too sweaty for the amount of activity you're doing right now.
Oh, we were there. We got out. We went and ate dinner. I was with Travis, with Chad and Brad, Cody, Jenna, Tom, Baby Lungspree, Yeti. I was with all those guys, and we come walking out, and we were standing there for a minute, and there was this Chewbacca, half ghillie suit, and he's just waving around this fucking lightsaber, and like this guy clearly just blacked out of his mind comes up and just starts like sucking on the lightsaber. And it's just, what is going on? Oh, Fremont Street. Woo!
Yeah, so that was an interesting experience.
Oh, all kinds of kinds. All right, now out of Las Vegas, we learn more about the legend Mr. Donuts. Number 4, my favorite hobby outside of Web3 and NFTs.
Oh man, this question is really hard for me because I don't have enough hobbies, to be honest with you. It's like something I've been trying to figure out. Does spending time with my dog count?
Yeah, 100%. I'm pretty sure I wrote that down on an answer in first grade. Hanging out with my dog.
Yeah, it was hard. Like my hobby like became my job and now like became my hobby again. So it's like a weird sort of thing we got going on.
Yahtzee. There you go. Hey, well, yeah, kind of. Yeah, I know. Same thing with me. We're on the same page. All right. Number 5. My hidden talent is.
My hidden talent. I don't know. What is my hidden talent? Nobody knows. I'm actually a pretty good singer.
Really?
Yeah, nobody knows. I never sing in front of y'all.
Oh, all right. Well, hey, maybe some ETH.r Brew party years down the road when we are on the moon and the ETH.r Brews are sponsoring the Super Bowl, we get Duncan Rogoff to sing the national anthem.
Me and Snoop out there.
Let's rock and roll. Both Basie holders. It's already destined to be. It is already destined to be. All right. It's destined to be. Number 6. Wait. 6. Yeah. 6. I don't know. What does it even matter? The worst job I ever held was.
The worst job I ever held. I've had that many terrible jobs. My first job was at Papa Murphy's Pizza.
Oh,
that wasn't so bad. I worked at In-N-Out in high school and college, which was excellent. I don't know. I'll actually say like I drove for Lyft for like 2 weeks, and like that was not great. That was actually probably my least favorite out of anything.
Okay. Any particular reason? The clientele?
No, like because I was in San Francisco, and like you don't realize like, oh, this person's gonna pick me up, they're gonna take me to my destination. But like when you're like, I sat in San Francisco traffic for like 5 to 6 hours at a time. Like it's just like it wasn't easy. Like it was actually like really hard, and like I don't know, it was just like a stressful 2 weeks. So I think that was probably the worst.
So we ixolated. All right, Lyft. Don't drive Lyft, kids. Per Duncan Rogoff.
Yeah, don't do it. Or do it. I don't know. Whatever you got to do.
Whatever you got to do. My favorite food is.
I was having this debate the other day, and it's really, I think still ice cream is my all-time favorite. But burritos are really a very close second.
I'm glad you gave that answer because it's like, why did I write this down? Of course, it's burritos. I'm really glad that there's a secondary option.
No, we were out like the last time we had burritos. I was just like, God, like I just love these so much. Like I could legit eat one every day. You know, like burritos is like the thing that like if I was like, okay, I want to say not like if I was just like could only eat one food for the rest of my life, it'd probably be that. But like my favorite is ice cream. But like you can't eat ice cream like consistently the same way you can consistently have a burrito, you know? Like you're surprised I put so much thought into this.
You fucking kidding me?
These are the important questions.
I got my favorite one coming up here soon, but hold on, couple more. I like that one.
Well, yeah, and then I had like the desert island. I was like, okay, if I'm stranded on a desert island, but like I don't want like a burrito in the desert. Like it's gonna be too dry and hot. Like I'm just gonna be uncomfortable if I
So
eat a
then we go
burrito.
back to ice cream.
So, you know what I mean? But okay, anyway.
Okay, now I understand. You overthink shit too much. I think that's what it is. I think
It's
I think
possible.
that's what it
It's definitely possible.
is. All right, three more. Whew. My favorite movie of all time is.
No, Wedding Singer.
Oh, hell yeah. Little Adam Sandler. Fuck yeah,
Yeah,
dude. That
this
was
was
easy.
the best. There's something very comforting about that movie.
That is a good movie. I haven't seen it for a really long time.
Yeah, it's really good.
Maybe that's
And
a This
then
Weekend movie.
I don't know if it's my favorite, but I encourage my family because I have the two younger brothers. Like I encouraged them to watch Cool Runnings the other day. Also, something very comforting about that movie.
Sanka, you okay, man? No.
But I think also on the other side of the spectrum, Sin City is one of my favorite movies. Robert Rodriguez, just in terms of just being like badass and totally stylized and absolutely gorgeous and funky and weird. Like that movie is.
Damn,
like,
I haven't seen Sin City for a long time. There's a lot. Wow, there's a lot of good ass scenes in that movie. Damn,
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that movie's really badass.
Damn, I can't even remember. Like, holy shit, it's been a long time since I've seen that. Wow, hell yeah. Thanks for bringing that one up. That's a good shit. All right, how do I want it?
Yeah, what did it say? Let me see when it was. 2005.
Damn, yeah.
Sin City.
I would probably say 2012. Like, it's probably been 10 years. Like, I haven't seen it forever. Holy shit. All right, that's getting put on the list. All right, I'm going to save my favorite one for last. Here we go. Two more. Roses are red. Violets are blue. I'm an NFT Degen. And
so am I.
you fucking NFT nerds. You guys suck at rhyming. Damn it. All right. Well, and so am I. All right. Wonderful. Okay. Great rhyme, Duncan. Thank you. Okay. Here we go.
You already acknowledged that you were. I couldn't say, and so are you. You just said it.
No, that was supposed to be you're an NFT. All right, final question. This is the one that everybody's been dying to know. This is the sentence that everybody's been wanting to hear since we started this show, since you got on this kick. Some of us might be going to the booze store after this to take advantage this weekend. So, Duncan, please tell us the recipe for a perfect pina colada is.
This one is really good. Okay, what have we been doing? 2 cups of ice. Some frozen pineapple, 6 ounces of pina colada mix, 8 ounces of Bacardi. Was it Bacardi? Was it silver? What is it? The light one.
Silver.
6 ounces of coconut juice or coconut milk. And I think that's it. And then you blend it all up. And then we've been taking the Myers rum. You can do it with Malibu, but we decided Malibu was a little too sweet. And at the end, like you take the dark rum or the Bacardi Gold, and you just put like a little float on top, just a little bit of a float, and now you get that nice balance of the sweet, and then also kind of like the richer. And like that's how we do it in our household.
Well, there you go, kids. And I'm actually got every single little thing written down here. I'm ready to rock and fucking roll, dude. Let's go. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we legit. So we went to Ape Fest, and that's where the pina colada kick started. Because I went up to the bar, I ordered like a whiskey. They had like 5 drinks. I'm usually like a dark liquor. I ordered the whiskey sour. My wife ordered the pina colada, and I kind of like gave her a look like pina colada because like I drink that like in Mexico, but like nowhere else, right? And then like we went back at whatever. I was like, oh, let me get a sip, and I had a sip, and then never looked back. And we came home. We immediately ordered a blender, and
my favorite moment so far over the pina colada saga has just been that random 7-second video. If you like pina coladas, oh, the best shit in the world.
Yeah, we had some last night actually, and I get fired up every time.
Oh, there you go. There you have it. All 10 finish the sentence Duncan sentences. My brother, my man, boss man, thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by. I know you're incredibly stretched thin on your time and your schedule. Thank you for taking some time for me, for the Diamond Hand fam. Thank you for all you're doing for the community, for the space. Show up from time to time, huh? Can you drop some of them knowledge and insights on a couple of spaces? Well, we'd love to see you. I know
I
a
got
lot of
to.
people have been
As
asking.
long as we keep them on the rails, I'll stick around.
Yeah, no nonsense kind of guy. He's like Keith Peterson. No nonsense.
I'll take some nonsense, but like it's like there's like a standard deviation of nonsense. Like there's like a certain like amount I'm willing to stray, you know.
Did you just say a standard deviation divided by the y squared over 2?
But you know what I'm talking about, right? There's like the midline, which is like where we want to keep things, right?
And then sometimes it's okay to stick the foot in, but sometimes motherfuckers just right down into the deep end.
And like you can't stay right in the middle all the time. Like that's boring. You know what I mean? Like you gotta have some variance. But like if you get too far,
how else are you gonna enjoy pina coladas? You can't enjoy them in the 12-foot
and
end.
like because you stray too far on the standard deviation and you can't get back. You know, now you're just gone, and that's really the problem.
And then it's a whole other mathematical equation. I've never been good at math, so right around that median line. I understand. All right.
But yeah, man. Hopefully, in these next couple of weeks, I think we should have the Docs Labs site up and running officially. The logo is like almost finished. They're like, I got some sketches in. We like had a lot of back and forth. It's getting vectorized right now. We can update the website with that. And then the first nonprofit project I was talking about called We Build Giants. It's so cool, man. Like I can't wait to share more details about it. It's really very cool.
I can't wait either. I've only been hearing about it, these doggone giants, for the last 3 months. So
and so they we already had I don't think you guys will have visually seen a project like this. So I don't know if you guys know like Benjamin Von Wong. Do you know who he is? He's like a world-class photographer. Go look him up. He's big in the space. He's done some incredible campaigns. And so he, is sort of working alongside us with this. And him and a buddy, they went out to the dig in Wisconsin and just took absolutely gorgeous footage and photography. And we already have our own little trailer, little movie trailer for the project. I know you've seen it. It just looks really good. And we have a ton of content. And it makes it so grounded and real in a way that most projects aren't. You'll see trailers, but it's still just flashing images of the collection of the JPEGs, right? And this is so grounded in reality and just looks gorgeous. And we're gonna put up the landing page. It's gonna be the first thing everyone sees. And I'm just I'm really excited about that project. And so I'm hoping we can do it big on that one.
Hell yeah. I'm excited about that one too. Like you said, it's unlike anything I've ever seen. And I don't think many other people have seen anything like it. So definitely stay tuned. Docs Labs bringing cool shit. But hey, let's see if we can get somebody new into one of them Genesis things you were talking about. One of them old ETH.r Brews, huh? Let's give some shit away. In case you guys haven't seen, #board of donuts and brews.
I like it. Is there anyone in the chat currently who doesn't hold an ETH.r Brew? I'm just curious if there's anyone here who doesn't have one.
Bizzle, do you hold one? Bizzle, do you hold a ETH.r Brew? I know Bizzle might. I don't think he does. Chris just got one yesterday. Bizzle, type in there, you jagaloon, if you're around somewhere. I see you there. Who else might be there? Ash, I don't know if Ash does. Truth. Oh yeah, I think they both do. I think Truth and Ash both do. Anybody. If anybody doesn't, before I pull up the picker, let's see. Me, unfortunately. Not yet. Turvek, not yet. I don't have one yet. Tony says, holy shit, they're all coming out of the woodwork. There's plenty of people in there don't have them.
Yeah, I was just curious. Well, hey, y'all should get them. Now I feel like I need to do some more sweet bounties. That was solid this morning. But yeah, let's at least give one away to somebody who doesn't have one.
All right, 150%.
I also think Jess can't win anymore.
Okay, I like that.
I don't care if it's brews or game night. If she wins battle royale, we're just we're redoing it. She can't win anymore.
All right, so here's what we're saying. We'll draw it. Hopefully, it lands on somebody who does not have a brew. If you already do, and you'd like to be a kind human being, pick somebody who said, "Hey, I don't have one." You can say, "Hey, It's all yours now. If you want to be a kind human being, that's what the ETH.r Brews is all about. We're not going to force you, but there's rules, there's stipulations. But if it does pull Jess, yeah, no way. We are redrawing that 150%. What do you mean you've never? Oh yeah, I guess you never won on this show, but you won plenty of other shit. Don't give me that nonsense. All right, kids. Okay. See, I told you guys at the beginning of the show this was gonna crack me up. Here it is again. Board of donuts and brew. Hashtag board of donuts and brew. Couldn't fit all the way on the page there, kids. So had to put the S down there at the bottom. 34 entries. Here we go. It's about to go down, my friends. We start the countdown from 5 for you late entrants. You've only had an hour and 32 minutes to do this. From 4, from 3, now an hour 32 and a half from 2, and 1. Here we go. Familiar names, familiar faces. Who is it gonna be? Hopefully, it's something that nobody has a brew yet, so we don't have to guess. Tony! Let's go! Let's go! Hell yeah! Shout out, Tony. I think it's the first time I've seen you in the chat, unless you're using a different profile. I have no idea. Shout out, Tony. Appreciate you supporting the Door Show and Diamond Hand Radio. Just reach out to me at Cap and Colt right here yonder. Just drop me a DM with your wallet address. I'll take care of everything on the back end. But shout out. Congratulations. Glad it went to somebody who didn't have one. Let's go. You also heard the man mention he might have little sweet bounties going on here. So maybe a good time to get involved with the brew crew. Who's say, who's no. But Duncan, before we officially get out of here, anything else burn on the brain, melt on the heart, festival on the soul? You've been dying to get out the kids out there since we started this deal.
No, man, just shout out to you, man. I appreciate you showing up every day, putting the work in, hanging out with the crew, keeping the community live and vibrant and friendly and warm and fuzzy and all those good things. So thank you for that. And then, yeah, shout out to the community for sticking around during like not an easy time to stick around. But I think we're going to come out of this thing a lot stronger. I'm super, super excited for everything that we have to come.
100%. Appreciate the hell out of you, man. It's time to get on up.
My other last thing is, how come there are all these respected rhinos in the frame? I see it at respected rhinos. You know, I'm just trying. What's the deal with that?
Well, they're the title sponsor of. Oh, you mean down there? They're the title sponsor of the Door Show. You know, we got some big shit rocking and rolling. You know,
hype them up, man. Hype up those rhinos.
Well, hey, we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, they, JTR reached out a couple months ago. He said, "Hey, man, I don't know. We could maybe do some stuff in the background. We could work some stuff. We could do some crazy stuff." I said, "Man, it's easy to whoop up some graphics, do some stuff." So they're the official title sponsor of the Door Show. We put them on there, and now Prez is getting into some content. It's kind of giving us, well, I say us, you'll see very soon, giving me the opportunity to approach some other people about, hey, let's make this thing a damn business and let's really make the Diamond Hand fam a real thing and make Diamond Hand Radio not just a funny concept, but actually a real business. So working on it, man. Working on it. Big things coming. Big things coming. But stay tuned for that. Shout out to you. It's because of you too, man. If I never came up that one day, I literally tweeted out this morning, you were the first guy I ever talked in this space. If I never came up after Mint and Brew and asked for a 4K, this whole journey wouldn't have fucking started, man.
Just
so
the first offer is the best offer.
So, hey, we've both gone crazy leaps and bounds since then, and I can't wait to see where another 8 months where we're at after that. So shout out. I'll still be rocking with you. I know everybody in the old chat will be rocking with you, but it's time to get out of here. You're a busy guy. We got midday munchies to get to. We got all types of stuff going on in the space. So for now, my friends, I remind you, that's it. That's a wrap. Paper or plastic. Put a bow on that, some beach. Episode number 59 of The Door Show. You see it down there. It's officially over. I humbly ask that you do a little subscribing, liking, sharing, whatever else, commenting, rating, everything you can possibly do, like retweeting, because I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You guys are what helps this doggone thing grow, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it when you guys go out of your way to help it do so. I also remind you that it is a fantastic, nay fabulous, nay fantabulous Friday to be alive. The rest is up to me and thee, and I'm choosing to push around a little PLP. That stands for peace, love, and positivity. For those of you that are new to the acronym, and I humbly ask you to do the same, maybe dash in a little bit of kindness as you go on about this Friday. Why? Because it costs zero fiat. Zero Sol, zero ETH, and zero of any of them other shit coins you care to be invested in right now to do so. I hope you have the legend, NFT OG, artist, founder, and so many other things. Duncan Rogoff hopes you have a spectacular start to your weekend and rest of your Friday, unless you have any other plans. And last but certainly not least, being that this show is a member of the Diamond Hand Radio media family, at DHR, we don't only hold, we hold each other up. And right now is one hell of a time to flex those diamond hands. Appreciate the hell out of you guys again. We'll see you in the spaces. We'll see you in the Discords. We'll see you in the VCs, or wherever you may be building this beautiful place we call Web3. But until then, mis compadres, peace!